talking to Nick about that penalty, he thought it definitely was a penalty in the second half, but your bench wasn't happy. What did you make of it, and what's your understanding of what it was for?
You'll have to ask the referees on that one. I know what the VAR box said. I know what they thought, but I know the rules. You can't overturn it if it's been given on the field. They didn't think it was a pen, but they couldn't overturn it. So that's where we're at. We're at a situation in the game 2 weeks in a row now where Brisbane Roar have had a key decision gone against them, which has ultimately cost us points, both by VAR. You'll have to ask the refs why.
As you just mentioned, two weeks in a row has been controversy. That's got to be frustrating, beyond belief, for the club and yourself personally.
Absolutely. You know, I don't think we were as sparkling this week as we were last week. Last week we were definitely the better side. Tonight, you know, we were tested, but we were still in the game. And those decisions matter. You know, these are the key moments in the match that swings the match in their favour. We were just about to bring the fresh legs on to make the changes. You know, and again, we've got players that have just arrived. We want to get them out there and fit, but they're not ready to start. And that's my big frustration is that, you know, we've wanted the injection of new players and we've got them. But it's taken till now where we can start to use them. And I'm just so disappointed that we couldn't put them on at 1-1 when the game was there to be won. So the decision obviously had an impact on the game, and it's disappointing.
Did that obviously affect sort of the substitutions that you were going to make? Obviously, like you had Sepovic start to come on. We haven't seen Marcel Canardi for a while. Is that something that just the situation doesn't warrant bringing him on?
I think so, but with Marcel, you know, he was a long way back physically when he came, so we've got to try and get him up to a level where we can use him. And whilst I made the changes, I felt like the players on the park in that last 15-20 were causing problems, and obviously we created chances, so I wasn't just going to get him on for the sake of it in that moment. I thought Stefan came on and made a real difference for us, and we weren't sure what he could give us physically, but obviously he did quite well for the time he had.
And obviously Noah Smith as well coming on in the second half. Obviously he's been brought in as a defender as cover for Spartan Connor Chapman.
That's right, yeah. You know, with the way we play, we needed a bit more balance down the left-hand side. We've got plenty of centre-back options, which is why when the opportunity for Connor to go happened, we didn't want to stand in his way, knowing that we would get probably more balance to the squad with what we had coming back this way. So, look, you know, we're rueful on tonight's result because, on the whole, again, key moments in the game probably affected the overall result, but I would look at the 2 goals we did concede in terms of the lead up, and again, so 3 weeks now, a cheap turnover and then a corner, and we didn't defend, we didn't head it clear well enough, and then for the second one we didn't head it well enough before the decision was made. So, you know, these are the things that right now are hurting us, but that we can control. We can't control the referees and their decisions, and that's for them to make and judge whether they made the right call. But for us, there are things we can improve on and make sure we get right. And the last 3 weeks, we haven't quite done that at times in the game.
You mentioned the frustration, Warren. It seemed like in the game it was really even. It looked like it could have gone either way. Is that the way you sensed the way the game was going up until that decision in the second half? Yeah, probably.
You know, right now, I'm picking sides based on what we have available to us, you know, and there's a lot of good players that are about to be available for us that we want to build and get match fitness, but they're not ready to start. And, you know, I think we'll see next week Robbie will be available. Stefan had minutes, so hopefully he'll be in a better condition physically to play more minutes next week. So my frustration is there's a nucleus of a good team here, but we can't quite get them all on the park at the moment in the right time. So disappointed with that because, you know, it wasn't so long ago we were third with a game in hand, and now we've got a battle on the house to fight our way back to get close to the 6.
There's been a lot of upheaval here in the squad the last 6-8 weeks or so. A lot of players coming in, going out. Are you happy now in a way that the window is closing to focus on coaching this group of players for the rest of the season?
Yeah, I think, look, you know, the squad we've got now, we've got belief in the squad, and we just need to turn it around. We need to, like I said before, we have to work and fight our way out of this. We can roll over and die, or we can we can fight our way out of it and roll our sleeves up, and one result could turn things. The A-League can change quickly. Tonight does hurt, I'm not going to lie. That result's going to put a bit of a dent between us and the six. But now we've got to focus on winning our next match and going on the run of results.
With Robbie right next week, he had his second child yesterday. So I guess looking at him and Stefan, I mean, you've said it many times, Warren, you need goals. If you can get these guys, like you said, playing football and minutes, you can turn it around, but you need them on the park, don't you, the pair of them? Yeah,
we need them on the park, and on the park quickly, because we're running out of matches. So, you know, they're here, but now we need to make sure that they can produce their quality because they're physically ready. So that's our challenge now as a club. And like I said, we're massively, as you can tell in my voice, we're massively disappointed about tonight. That wasn't the result and the outcome we wanted. But there's points to play for, and if we've got good belief in the squad and we can turn the result and go on the run, we've done it before, and we need to now go do it again.
Can you get Canardi onto the field more next week too? Do you think, is he ready physically now?
I think another week under his belt and he'll be more ready for next week for sure. Yeah. Cheers, guys.
Thanks.